Now, if you thought blackouts would come to an end anytime soon, well, you better think again. Some experts say things could get even worse if no additional capacity is created within the next few months. Stage 8 power cuts may even be implemented. This is when Eskom will render areas of the country powerless for a period of 48 hours within a 4-day rolling cycle. eNCA's Nobile Madlala is following these developments. Let's cross over to her now for the latest update. Good morning, Nobile. You know, earlier you spoke to the community of Primrose, and they revealed that beyond load shedding issues, they have another issue of cable theft. How does this affect small business owners in the area?
Well, that's what we are about to find out, in fact, from some of the business here. But they're saying that this obviously has a financial implication in how they run their businesses. I mean, you can imagine from load shedding to power cuts to now also this situation of cable theft, which also affects their daily running. In fact, I want to bring in some of the business people in the area. I mean, so we were speaking about how this has affected now your business and the sense of employment that you have for your people. Perhaps expand on us and just let us know, how are you affected?
Hi, we are seriously affected by this load shedding, power cuts, and we've got 200 people employed. They have families to look after. This is affecting the business, their families. Power cuts are damaging equipment, damaging a lot of things. This is leading to creating unemployment. I mean, we are here to create employment, but the government is not allowing us to create employment. And this is detrimental to the businesses and to every household around.
And when you're saying the government is not allowing you to create employment, how does that translate to you not creating employment?
Well, how does this translate? Obviously, there's no power. You're unable to manufacture. If you're unable to manufacture, you're unable to produce or to supply. And this is how job cuts are going to be there because of this.
So how do you keep a business afloat in this case now?
It's very, very difficult at this stage. I mean, this week, we lost 3 days of production. Putting generators on certain businesses it's not possible. So if this continues, it's going to close on the businesses. It's a very, very difficult time that we are in at the moment. And we're really reaching out to the government to do something about it. I mean, this substation on the left here, it's important to the whole of Malvern East here. If it's not power cuts, load shedding, theft of cables, what do we do and how do we keep our people employed?
Difficulty indeed. I want to bring you in, sir, because you were telling me much earlier that you think you might have some solutions that could assist in ensuring that there's enough power for everyone. Tell us, what do you have in mind?
Well, there has to be a political will, first of all, for this thing to work. But cable theft is generated by scrap metal dealers accepting copper wire and copper for resale. So if we ban these scrap metal people from accepting copper, all you have to do is you have to have certain points where people are registered to accept it, to accept copper. The rest are not allowed to accept copper. That means that there's then a registration. Everybody that brings in copper must tell that person where it comes from, where he's got it, and he has to have ID and address where it can be traced back to.
But now, sir, I mean, we understand the cable theft. We're hearing that experts are saying that there might be load shedding level 8. How do you deal with that then?
Well, the thing is, if there's no cable theft, right, then it means that it won't break down the system. So if the system is continually working, only people that are paying for electricity will receive electricity.
All right. And I want to bring you in, ma'am, because, I mean, you have a place of safety for young people. How's this affecting you, and how do you keep them going, knowing that they now have to go to school and prepare for exams?
So we've got 2 facilities. We've got for the place of safety for the children, and then we've also got a hospice step-down facility for children. So they're both affected. The children are battling to study, and we've had to put out money for generator, for gas lights, etc., for them to study and to be safe. The safety is a big concern. No electricity means whatever security measures you have, they don't exist. The hospice was attacked on Saturday. We had somebody on the property. I've had to employ at my own cost somebody to come and be on the property as a security guard every night. We don't have that security, so I've got a full medical facility there with sick and dying children. You can't protect anybody. Besides that, I'm paying out 2,000 Rand for gas bottles every single day because we're having load shedding. But besides the load shedding, they're stealing cables. So you're off for hours at a time, and we've got nobody to go to for help. There's no capacity. So you make a plan, but we can't keep on putting out money as an NGO. It's just impossible.
Difficult indeed. Well, Nomfundo, evidently there from the community, they're just talking about how difficult the situation is in the east of Johannesburg here. They're talking about cable theft and that maintenance of the infrastructure, the importance of that. But of course, they're bringing up solutions, things like scrapyards. They're saying that there needs to be registered and that the government needs to look into that. Also, how expensive life is at this point. You can hear from the lady talking about the fact that gas in itself is also expensive. So you can just imagine the knock-on effects this has, which includes also that unemployment.
No, most certainly very difficult times, Nobile. We'll leave it there for now. That's our reporter, Nobile Madlala, out in Primrose. Now, South Africa